Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. In the reminder, can you post Karthika Ekadashi special Ambarisha Leela?
Sure, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. We'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayak. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, in the Bhagavatam, in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Ambarisha Vrittanta or Ambarisha Leela is a very, very, very special Leela. Because it again, like many other Leelas, it extols a bhakti, the bhakti of a devotee, or it extols the bhakta, how much the Lord loves his devotees who are completely surrendered to him and who completely depend on him and all those details. So let's dive straight into it. So the reason we are discussing this today is because this Leela is very intimately related with Ekadashi also, and that too Karthika maas Ekadashi. So Ambarisha was actually a great king, a great emperor. So he was actively in service, means he was a king when this pastime happened. But he was a great devotee from childhood. He was very devoted to the Narayana form of the Lord, and he was very, very, very devoted. His father was Nabhaga, he was another devotee. So, in the devotee family, but continuing their prescribed duties of ruling the kingdom as a king and an emperor was going on. But he was completely engrossed in the thoughts of Krishna and Narayana, whatever he was doing. So, that was going on. And he was married and he had children too. So one, just for the well-being of the people in general, he's an emperor. So, and he was a Rajarshi, means he was a Raja, means an emperor who was devotee also, So whatever he did, he was always having the welfare, devotional welfare, spiritual welfare, and material welfare of the people. So he one time he decides that he wants to do for the spiritual welfare of all the citizens. He wanted to take up a vrata called Ekadashi vrata. The Ekadashi vrata is done for 12 months, and it is particularly done on Ekadashi Tithi. Now, these details are not mentioned for us. It is in those times, so it will be slightly different from the Ekadashi that we follow. So don't get scared and don't try to follow that. What we follow has to be what Prabhupada has prescribed, our Guru has prescribed, or in whatever is currently prescribed in our Guru Parampara. So for them, the fasting starts on Dashami evening and then goes on through Ekadashi without water strictly, and with lot of restrictions and tapasya, meditation and all that. And then on Dwadashi day, they do a lot of meditation and they do regular puja. And then before the Dwadashi time ends, they break the fast. So now the Dwadashi Tidhi, usually it goes on until, sometimes it goes on until afternoon, sometimes it ends very early on Dwadashi. We also know, right? The Tidhis are like, they are always, it's not like the full day of the next day of Ekadashi is Dwadashi. Sometimes the Dwadashi ends sooner, like it can end at noon, or it can end at 3 p.m. or it can at 11 a.m. also. So until then, so before that Dwadashi ends, they have to break the fast. So the Ambarisha and his wife follow the Ekadashi for the full year. So every Ekadashi, so almost there are 25 Ekadashis come. Though it's 12 months, usually around 24 plus, usually one more comes. 25 Ekadashis. So successfully they did all the 24 or 25 Ekadashis, and they wanted to finish. And then they usually start this on Karthika maas, Karthika Ekadashi. So the previous Karthika, he started that, and the next Karthika maas Ekadashi, he was, hoping to, finish that successfully. And so with that intention, he was he was in Vrindavana. So he was living in Vrindavana, in Madhuvana specifically. So there he does lot of, because it is the end of the vrata and also Kartik Masa and also Ekadashi, he does a lot of charity. He distributes a lot of cows with calves, and cows and calves decorated with golden horns and ornaments and beautiful silk clothes and all that. So he donates those kind of cows, the best of cows, to the Brahmanas in Vrindavana. And even before that, actually, he takes a dip in the Yamuna river. He takes bath in the Yamuna river and then does his puja, and then he does all this charity, and he will be doing annadana also to the Brahmana. Because that is Dwadashi day, right? Ekadashi, everybody fasts even in the Dham. So on Dwadashi, performing a annadana in the Dham on Vrindavana is very, very, very special, especially on Kartika Dwadashi. So Ambarisha also, and especially because he's completing the vrata, so he was doing he was literally all the Vrajavasis, all the Brahmanas, all the sages, all the saints who were in Vrindavana were all there to accept his annadana and whatever charity he was giving. And this was going on. But now suddenly, when all this was going on, so now Ambarisha is such a great devotee, right? So very great devotee. And there is a sage who is also a very good sage, who is Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni also was an exalted soul, but he was known for his short temper. But he was also a devotee of the Lord. So this was going on, and Lord Narayana, he could sense that there is some danger which is impending for his favorite devotee Ambarisha. So he was, and then he knew who it was coming from, because now Lord Narayana knows past, present, and future. So, but both were his devotees, but he wanted to specially protect and make sure, his devotees protected in all ways. That is Ambarisha. So he sends, he sends his Sudarshana Chakra personally to Ambarisha's kingdom, and he says, just offer protection to Ambarisha at all times. It's not that Narayana himself cannot come, but sometimes he engages his devotees also to protect devotees, to protect other devotees. So that is why he engaged Sudarshana Chakra in the service of Ambarisha. And Sudarshana Chakra was continuously watching and watching for even any, slightest danger. So that was going on. And then Durvasa Muni, when all this was going on that Dwadashi day, Durvasa Muni suddenly appears there also. Durvasa Muni doesn't live in that place, but when all this happening, he also comes there. And obviously, Ambarisha, he knows how to respect great sages. And then, so, and he was Durvasa Muni was Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi means he understands what is the supreme truth, who is the supreme Lord, everything. And then he was also practicing. The only thing he was not able to control his anger. So that was the little thing about him. So, so he arrives, and then then obviously Ambarisha says, please welcome, and I'm about to finish my vrata. So, and it's a great occasion that you have also arrived. Please join for the feast. And then Durvasa Muni says, thank you. So I'm so happy about this, that you are completing your vrata also, and you have finished almost 25 Ekadashi vratas. So I'm very happy. I'm definitely going to be, being part of it is my blessing. So, and he was so happy. He was so happy about it. And he says, okay, but I need to go take bath, because these sages always follow these some rituals. And he said, okay, I'll go to the Yamuna river, take a bath and come. So along with all his disciples, he goes to the Yamuna river for a bath. But when he goes, what happens was, Yamuna river is really cool, and, it's very soothing. So when he goes there, he feels, he feels relaxed, and he stays there for a long time, enjoying that cool water. And in the process, he just completely, and then he goes into deep meditation. Durvasa Muni is also, he's like a devotee, right? So he quickly went into meditation, and then so nobody could, and then he completely forgot about Ambarisha's Dwadashi Vrata, and he also knows that Dwadashi Vrata has to be completed within that prescribed minutes and all that, and he knew that it was just few minutes left, all that, but whatever, because of the Leela, he forgot the time, and he was just in the waters. And because he was in meditation, nobody could disturb his disciples, dared not disturb him. So, and he was there. In the meanwhile, Ambarisha was getting, worried. He wanted to make sure that the Dwadashi time doesn't pass. At the same time, he wanted to make sure that he doesn't offend the guest, that is Durvasa Muni, because a host eating first before the guest is a big offense. So he wanted to make sure that offense is not committed. And stopping the vrata in between or not completing it properly is also an offense. And he did it for the welfare of the empire and the citizens. So that is also not good if he is not able to complete properly. And so all this, so that is why he immediately consulted his ministers and his priests and his well-wishers. He called for a meeting quickly and then said, what is the best thing to do in such circumstances? What should I do? So they all quickly referred the scriptures to see what is the correct thing to do. And quickly they referred and said, in such circumstances, since you have been fasting, taking water is not an offense in this kind of a situation. It amounts to breaking your fast. That is what you need to break within Dwadashi time. So you're breaking your fast with water because you've been doing Nirjala Ekadashi fasting. So taking the water will will consider, I mean, it can be considered that your vrata is broken. At the same time, it will not offend Durvasa, your guest, because taking water is not like taking a full meal before the guest eats. So that way also it is okay. So, and then with that, since the vrata will become considered complete, there will not be any calamities or any bad omens for the empire. So they give this solution, and so Ambarisha takes 3 spoonsful of water. He takes 3 spoonfuls of water. So in the meanwhile, Durvasa Muni remembers, and then he quickly comes back, and then he will be like, "Oh, I am sorry, I'm delayed," and all that. So, and he quickly sits for his to start his meal. But in the meanwhile, because he is also an exalted soul, he, with his divya drishti, with transcendental vision, so he sees that he has already taken water. And because he is such short-tempered sage, he gets very, very furious. He'll be like, "What? It's such an insult for me. You called me as a guest, and you had, before I did." Then Ambarisha immediately falls at his feet and says, "No, I didn't do it casually or like without knowing what is to be done. While it was getting ready, because it was getting delayed, I consulted with all the priests and all the well-wishers and the scriptures, and based on the scriptures, I've done what is recommended of taking water." So it is clearly mentioned that it is not. But Durvasa, though it was in scriptures, Durvasa was not ready to accept it. So either because of ego or because of his short-tempered nature or whatever it is, he was not ready to accept. And then immediately he plucks out a hair from his head, and he creates a demon with that, and he says, "Just kill Ambarisha, finish him, cut him to pieces, 1,000 pieces, for this great offense he has done against me. I'm the great Durvasa Muni. I'm the great rishi and a great devotee, and he has done this. He's committed this insult to me on this Karthika Dwadashi day. So kill him, cut him into 100 pieces and kill him." And then so that demon comes closer to Ambarisha, was about to come closer to Ambarisha, and immediately Sudarshana Chakra is right there. So Sudarshana Chakra becomes active, and Sudarshana just goes and fights with that demon and cuts and kills that demon completely. And Sudarshana Chakra doesn't stop there. He was like, the source of this danger for the devotee is Durvasa Muni. So the Sudarshana Chakra starts going towards Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni gets very scared looking at all these, because they didn't expect, nobody expected that Sudarshana Chakra will become so active and kill that demon. And Durvasa Muni didn't even expect that, the demon that he created, a powerful demon, will be killed so instantly. So he was shocked, and he was like, "Oh, Sudarshana Chakra is active." So he was also scared, and he starts running. He starts running here and there. And Sudarshana Chakra also actually can kill Durvasa Muni also right away. Sudarshana Chakra can do from all sides, it can kill. But then Sudarshana Chakra is also a great devotee of Lord Narayana himself. So Sudarshana Chakra also was following Dharma. So it didn't want to kill Durvasa Muni right away. And also he was running, so he was showing his back. So the rules of fight or war are that they should not kill from backside, or somebody who's fleeing for their life or who's running for their life, and all that cannot be done. So Sudarshana Chakra was just going behind Durvasa wherever he was going. Now Durvasa Muni, he was going everywhere. He was in Vrindavana, but he was going all around the earth. He went, and then from earth, and because he was a great sage, and he had these great powers, he was able to go into different planets. So he went to the above the earth. First is the heavenly planet. So he went to first Indra, and he was asking for protection, but Indra said, "Sorry, I cannot, because Lord Narayana's the Sudarshana Chakra is in picture and is in the game right now. So sorry, we cannot do anything." And then immediately he goes to Lord Shiva's planet. He goes to Kailasa, and then when Shiva, the minute he sees Sudarshana Chakra, he is like, Narayana, Narayana is in charge. None of us are in charge. He's the supreme. And then he goes to, Ambarisha goes to the Supreme Lord Narayana's abode in Vaikuntha, and then he falls at his feet. He says, "Oh Lord, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me. This Sudarshana Chakra is coming behind me to kill me." And then Lord Narayana says, "Now I'm sorry. In this situation, even I am helpless. Even I am powerless, because the situation has been taken over by the devotion of my devotee Ambarisha." So Darshana Chakra is also doing all this because the devotee, my great devotee Ambarisha, has been touched, means touched by all this. He has been disturbed unnecessarily. So I cannot, this is beyond my capacity, beyond my hands. So the only way for you now is to go and ask Ambarisha for forgiveness. If he is ready, then Sudarshana Chakra also will forgive you. If not, God bless you. So he goes. So Durvasa Muni also, by then he's like, he's running everywhere. He's going to different planets, but he's also worried, anxious, and tensed and all that. So and he comes back to where Ambarisha was in Vrindavana. And in the meanwhile, when all this was happening, Ambarisha also goes into meditation, because he was like, oh, when first that demon that Durvasa Muni created also was behind him, then that itself, he was like, okay, what do I do? So immediately he goes into the thoughts and prayers of Lord Narayana. So he completely was immersed in the thought and the thoughts of the Lord when all this calamity was happening. So he didn't get worried saying, oh, this great demon is going to come and kill me. He didn't run like Durvasa did. He sat down immediately in the thought of Narayana and see what all happened. And so by the time Durvasa did all this journey all the way until Vaikuntha and came back, Ambarisha Mahārāj was still in meditation of the Supreme Lord Narayana. And then Durvasa fell at his lotus feet, saying, Sharanagati, I surrender to you, Ambarisha. I'm very, very sorry for what I have done. Kindly forgive me, kindly protect me. And then Ambarisha, then also, he immediately doesn't order Sudarshana Chakra to go back. He comes out of his meditation. Immediately he seeks the Lord's advice, Lord Narayana's advice. Lord Narayana, if you are really pleased with my devotion, kindly forgive this Durvasa Muni. Kindly order Sudarshana Chakra accordingly. He didn't say what to do. He asked the Lord again. He said, if you are pleased with my devotion, if you are happy with what I have done, then whatever I have done means with my bhakti, with my vrata, whatever, everything, then you please order Sudarshana Chakra and please forgive. That much he asked. Please forgive Durvasa Muni. And then the Lord was obviously even more pleased, and immediately he ordered Sudarshana Chakra to come back to Vaikuntha. And Durvasa Muni, obviously, that's when his pride, whatever pride was there until then, there was little pride before all this happened, but now, while running, most of his pride went away. But when he actually saw how Lord Narayana was able to listen to what Ambarisha said, he was just following what Ambarisha said, he completely lost his anger and all his things. And he was like, I thought I was the greatest devotee, and I had that pride that I am great. And I was using all my devotional strength to curse people, to get angry and all those things. But I see that you have used your devotion to please the Supreme Lord. And with that, the Lord has come to your rescue. He has become your servant. He has become your follower. He has become your dasa. Right? Bhakta paradhina, we say, right? Paradhina means I am under the control of my devotees. The devotion can bind the Lord. So This is how King Ambarisha bound the Lord with his devotion, and Durvasa realized that, and from then he was continuing to continue his practices and whatever he was doing without that anartha of that short temper or anger. So this is the and the Lord was pleased, and he was successfully able to complete, and the citizens were happy. Everybody is happy. And in Bhagavatam, it is very specifically mentioned that whoever hears or tells or reads this pastime on the Ekadashi of Karthika Masa, they will also be protected from any calamities, any impending calamities or dangers or fear from known or unknown sources, whatever it is. And they also will be blessed with lot of devotion and bhakti like King Ambarisha. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Any question? Any two questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, thank you for explaining the Leela in so much detail, Mataji. I wasn't aware about the Kartika Ekadashi and Dwadashi, like the vrata that he was doing, and also like we used to read at Mataji about Ambarisha Mahāraja, like he's the best example of how to use all of our senses in the service of the Lord.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Though he was an emperor, so while ruling the empire, also he was completely in Krishna consciousness, completely in the thoughts of Krishna. He was whatever he was doing, he accepted his empire, his kingship as the mercy of the Lord, and whatever he was doing, I'm a humble instrument in the service of the Lord. So that was his mood and consciousness in whatever he was doing.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, so we used to read like he engaged his eyes in seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. His
లే
ears
చెప్పు మచ్చి
engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord.
ఉండేదానికి కాదు డబ్బులు
And yeah, his engage our nose in smelling the tulsi leaf offered to Lord's lotus feet.
Yeah.
And engage our mouth in chanting the glories and preaching about the Lord. So
Yeah.
he used like all his senses, like legs in walking to the temple of the Lord, hands in cleaning the temple, offering flowers to the Lord. So yeah, that was very beautiful, Mataji, like how all of our senses, our body can be engaged in the service of the Lord, and also his mind in thinking about the Lord.
Yeah. So there in that, in the description, whatever you just said, right? So those shlokas are given in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Savai manaḥ kṛṣṇa-padāravindayor vācāmsi vaikunṭha gunānuvarṇane karau harer mandiramarjanādishu shrutim chakārāchyuta satkathodaye mukundalingalaya darshane drushau tadbhrutya gātra sparshaṅga sangamam घ्राणं च तत्पदसरोजसौरभे श्रीमत्तुलस्या रसनां तदर्पिते पादौ हरे क्षेत्रे पदानुसर्पणे शिरो हृषीकेशपादाभिवन्दने कामं च दास्ये न तु कामकामय यतोत्तमश्लोकजनाश्रयरतिः. Whatever you said, Maharaj Ambarisha always engaged his mind in meditating upon the Lord, on the lotus feet of Krishna, his words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples, and Krishna's places like Mathura and Vrindavana. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulsi offered to the Lord. And he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasada. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord, his head in bowing down before the Lord, and all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaj Ambarisha never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, very beautiful, Mataji. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Ambarisha Mahārāj's pastime, like it reminds us like how to use all of our senses in the service of the Lord. Like even while doing our household duties also, like we can engage our mind in thinking about the form of the Lord and connecting everything to the Lord. So that way also, like when we cook, if we connect it like we are cooking for the Lord, then usually we feel better. Otherwise we feel tired, like I have to do so much work. But if it's for the sake of the Lord, so we feel better. So that way, like if we can engage all of our senses, yeah, by Krishna's mercy, yeah, it'll be very helpful, Mataji. Even for our practical day-to-day life also, and for our spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
I just saw somebody named G joined. Who is G?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is me, Gayatri.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Anyone else want to share anything? Any learning points or anything else that that you liked from what we discussed today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just wanted to share something about the realizing using all the senses. How, I mean, for me, when I'm doing my work, like cooking or cleaning, normally my mind goes off in different directions, thinking all sorts of nervous thoughts or but but I'm trying to redirect my mind to repeat at least some sloka like about Krishna, and that is doing that is helping me, Mataji. Just wanted to share that it is reducing my anxiety, and doing that is helping me focus on in the present and doing my
Right.
work. Yeah, just wanted to
Yeah.
share that. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Nice. Yeah.
And also, like it explains the greatness of devotees, like for the pure devotees of Lord who are in Bhakti Yoga. Like Ambarisha Mahārāja, he was able to control his senses, whereas Durvasa Muni wasn't able to control his anger. And also, like when we see the example of Haridasa Thakura, also he was able to control his senses. When same situation when it was Vishwamitra Muni, when Menaka came in front of him, he was not able to control. So, like by pure devotional service and Bhakti Yoga, so by Krishna's mercy, it was possible for them to control their senses.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Nice example.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I like the part where not even sometimes not even the supreme God can stop his weapon. Like he only his devotee can stop the weapon. Just like Prahlad Narasimha was too angry, not even the gods could, because the gods was not that close to the devotees, but Prahlada was very close, and only the devotee can stop the anger of the Supreme Lord. And only the devotee can stop the anger. I mean, not anger, the rage of the like Sudarshan Chakra. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Haribol. Very nice, Abhiram. Very nicely explained. Very good.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
And also, Mataji, like if the devotees are very devoted to the Lord and very promptly doing the devotional service, then our Lord also will be reciprocating by serving them. He will be like waiting for the chance to serve them, serve the devotees.
Right. Yeah.
So
The Lord,
that is the reason, like he will be out of control of Sudarshana, because the devotion is more stronger. Like since the devotion from Ambarisha Maharaja was very genuine and strong, so even the Lord couldn't stop the Sudarshana following Durvasa Muni.
yeah. Yeah. So the same thing what we are celebrating in Karthika maas, right? With the Damodara Leela. The Lord gets bound by
Pure love and devotion, Mataji.
pure love and devotion without any other expectations. It's very simple, like very, very simple, but sometimes difficult to understand also. Like sometimes many people ask, oh, what's there in that? She bound it, what is there? And she said, oh, I'm not able to do it. What's so great? What's so special in that? But deeply when we understand, it's the devotion, right? Because Krishna is there and she wanted to be with, she wanted him to be with her. He wanted her to be with him and give her complete attention to her, and so many things, so many intricate details that all of you must be hearing in other devotees lectures and all that.
And many a times these small things will not be revealed that easy, Mataji. When we are in the devotional service only, many a times compared to last year, every year a new thing, we will come to know a new thing.
Yes. So that's what, see, like, yes, that's very, very true. And we understand the more details, and what is the more transcendental reason behind this? What is the more and more spiritual reason behind it? Oh, what is the actual reason behind all this? We will understand. Just like the comparison that Prabhupada gives is, so let's say you see a mountain. You see a mountain when you're driving on the road, right? When you see the mountain from far, it looks like either brownish triangle or a blackish triangle or a grayish triangle. But if you keep moving closer, then it looks like much more, like it's not actually brown, it's probably a little greenish. And then as you keep further going down, then you'll see like it's not just green, there are other colors also. There is mud you can see, and you'll see grass, and some places there are some trees also. But if you actually go very close, you stop driving the car, you actually reach the mountain, and if you see, then you will see that it is not just some triangle from far. It is a three-dimensional structure with and not, the trees are not just trees. There are mango trees, there are apple trees, there are pine trees, there are banyan trees and small shrubs and climbers, and there are birds and some animals and some dried leaves. And there are lakes and then fountains and springs and so many other things, right? So from far, when we are far, we just see some level of a mountain. It's the same mountain, but we see the level of detail we see depends on the distance we are from the mountain. So same way, the more we are closer, the more we feel closer to Krishna, the more we are getting closer to Krishna, we understand his Leelas better in a more detailed perspective with more spiritual meanings to these Leelas. Yeah, wonderful point, Shilpa Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, yeah. Because sometimes even in the morning Bhagavatam call, the simple line, in one simple line, how much the meaning will be there. We could not just understand just by reading the line. Just
Yeah.
so it will be like that, Mataji. Really, yeah. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have one question. So now you said like Krishna wants pure devotion and love and faith, right? So now if you go to any temple, not only Krishna, usually people, they come, they pray, Krishna, okay, I go and pray, Krishna, please help save. But usually they'll have a list, right? Say, I am applying for job. Sorry. Then I'll say, Krishna, please give me. Can we ask like that or no? Or Krishna knows what should give it to us and what we are eligible to get? Can we ask or not?
So great question. So that's same. The simple answer to that question is given in a form of a shloka. Akama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether you have akama, whether you don't have any desire, whether you are desireless, or sarvakamova, or whether you are full of desires, or mokshakama, or somebody who is desiring for liberation, or going to the spiritual world, whatever kama you have, whatever desire you have, if we approach the Supreme Person, Krishna, then that is the perfect situation. That is the recommendation given for Krishna Bhaktas or Vaishnava in the Vaishnava path. Because
So this meaning that you are saying that like you can ask.
yeah, can I just finish what I'm trying to say?
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when we are in the beginning of bhakti, right? So we are full of, yes, we all have desires. So that's why the Lord also is giving a recommendation. He himself is saying, you can, yes, even with desires, you can come to me. So when we come to Krishna, even with desires, then slowly we get purified. The desires will be satisfied. And at the same time, we also get more and more purified, and we'll come to a stage where we will stop asking for desires.
Okay.
And another recommendation is that we will start asking. We know that, okay, we know that if we ask for something, then we are getting, implicated, because when we are doing bhakti, when we are doing other hearing pastimes, when we are more chanting more, we understand that any single desire can bind us in this material world for a much more time. So with all this, we will be cautious. So what we'll do, our way of asking desires also will change. What do we ask? Anybody remembers? What is the common recommendation when asking Krishna for desires?
If you so
If you
desire.
so desire, Mataji.
Yes. So we always ask, if you so desire. Krishna,
If you
yes.
so desire. Okay, yeah.
Always
And
prefix-
other thing,
always
Mataji,
prefix-
saying this,
always prefix your request with if you so
if you
desire.
so
Oh,
desire.
Krishna, if you so desire,
Mm.
please, if you so desire, let me get this job. I'm going for an interview today at so and so company. If you so desire, let this happen. So that also means that means if it doesn't happen, we should accept. Oh, if I
That
ask
is
God, if you
a
so
so
desire,
eventually that's my next
so
question.
desire,
Eventually with the
if you
sadhana
so
we'll get that mindset, Mataji. Say for example, I'll go, I didn't get, I am thinking it's very good or whatever. This is an example. So I feel it's perfect and everything. But if I don't get also, I should be in a position that I said, oh, if you desire one word, but intentionally, like mind will be, oh, why I didn't get. I prayed. People usually say, I prayed this much. Do 7 weeks this vratam, that vratam. You get. People who got the results, they will be happy. Who didn't get it, they'll try to go to other god. That's how they change,
Also
right?
that is not correct. That is not
Correct.
the way of bhakti. So that is why. So if we so desire when we are putting, there is other thing that, like you said, we should be prepared for that also. That means the Lord has decided that it's not good for us, or there is
First.
something better waiting for us. So we should be we should be ready for that. We should be ready to accept that, yes, my Lord knows what is best for me. Maybe this is not good. Maybe this time is not good. Maybe this is whatever reasons we may not know, but we should be ready to accept it. So that is the way to approach desires as a devotee, as a practicing devotee.
So with practice and with confidence, eventually it will come. Not like maybe like you come, you pray, and if it's not getting that maturity and that acceptance level will come on practice and more chanting and more seva only, right? It's not a easy thing.
Yes, it's not at all easy.
It's not at all easy. Yeah.
Not at all
Because
easy.
few things are okay, few things like, if it's not your mistake, we think that if it happens also, it's so desired, that's very hard, Mataji. But yeah, maybe like, you must be have experienced. Sorry to ask that way. Like, I thought of asking other day also. You are doing so much service and you are so much Krishna conscious and so many years. But yeah, I know the answer, but I thought like, other day something you are like the other mata who had some health issue, but it's not like that. We don't the prarabdha karma we have to go through. Only Krishna will help us to get the strength to bear that one and make it easy. That's it, right? It's not like that it will get removed. That's the concept.
Yeah, the Lord is in charge. That's all. We have surrendered this life, this body, this mind, this whatever we have at the service of the Lord. If the Lord is letting me suffer through health, it's Lord's desire. Maybe some, yes, prarabdha karma, like you said, prarabdha karma, we all have to suffer. So if we, instead of suffering another 10 lifetimes with some disease or something, maybe He's just giving me a small suffering for a few days and a few months. So that way He's minimizing my suffering. So that is the understanding we develop as devotees with sadhana. And Krishna also tests in our life. Okay, now your prarabdha, some prarabdha is coming. Let's see how you're going to deal with it. And suddenly if I say, hey Krishna, I've been doing it for so many years and still you gave me this, what are you doing? If I say, that means I am back to normal. I'm back to square one.
Correct.
So, but I could say, okay, Krishna, thank you. Thank you. You have already minimized it. I can see that you have minimized it. I don't know what bad things, what sinful activities I have done in my previous lifetimes. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So you have minimized it. I accept it that this you have minimized. What I'm suffering is a minimum token punishment. It's just like a token punishment that I'm going through, and I'm accepting it. Thank you for minimizing it. But my only wish is that I will never forget you, and my faith in you never comes down.
That is the pure devotion. When things are not coming according to us also, or whatever we feel, and when things are not working out, and when things are bad also, the constant and faith and continuous seva should be there, right, Mata? That's only leads to moksha. Because if you ask like 80 people, everybody says, oh, I am done with this life, I don't want, I want moksha. One single word everybody says like usually, but in order to get that one, all these steps are there, and we need to get the qualification. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Any other quick questions or sharing? Okay, we'll end the call with a simple, with a sweet Leela, special for Ekadashi. So we know that this is again like these are like who was saying, Shilpa Mataji was saying, right? We get closer and closer. So these are confidential Leelas. So we know that Radharani and Krishna are in Vrindavan, and they're always enjoying these, sweet leelas in Vrindavan. And we discussed the other day, they're very, their ages are like, 7 years and 6 years, and that is the age. Just always have that in mind. So once they were also, and always, they are like, sometimes they are pulling each other's leg, and then Radharani is trying to tease Krishna, and Krishna is trying to tease Radharani and all that, right? So once Krishna says, hey, everybody is telling that you're the most beautiful and most beautiful in Vrindavan and all that. So, but no, look at me, I am beautiful. I am very handsome. I'm this thing. Then she says, you are beautiful. Krishna, what are you talking about? You are so dark. Look at me. I'm just so fair. I'm just so glowing. And, I'm like a moon. That is why I'm called the moon of Vrindavana. And then Krishna says, okay, now let me get a mirror. And then he'll get a mirror and he'll see, now see and tell me. And then Radharani will say, yeah, I look like a moon. Definitely, I look like a moon. And then you're so dark. You are like the dark sky. You're like night only. And he said, there you are, for the moon to shine and be bright, the night has to be there. If there is no night, there is the beauty of the moon doesn't show, or the beauty of the moon doesn't shine. That's it. So, sweet Leela, that's all. Haribol. So, which means without Radharani, Krishna doesn't exist. Without Krishna, Radharani doesn't exist. So it's like the moon. For the moon to shine, the night has to be there. That means Krishna, Shama Varna, he has to be there. And then if the night is not there, then the moon's beauty is not there. Moon is not there. If the moon is not there, then the night doesn't have any value.
Haribol, Mataji.
They are inseparable, right, Mataji?
They are the same.
They're like, yeah.
They are not different. They are same. They are the same. Krishna, as part of his the topmost exalted Leela, the first Leela he performed is that, okay, I want to enjoy pleasure, or I want to enjoy this Leela, then I need somebody just like me. So he was looking at himself in the waters, and he sees, okay, somebody like me. Okay, so, and he was looking, and with that thought, then he says, and then another just like him, another appears. So exactly like Krishna. And he says, okay, let me make some changes to myself. And he'll just start putting, okay, let me just, like how we nowadays in AI we can play, right? Okay, he's like, okay, let me change the color. Okay, molten golden color. And he'll be like, oh, why this form again? Let me put some chunari and then sari and all that, and bindi and some bangles and all that. Okay, I look so beautiful like this, he thinks. Okay, now I can have my pastimes with myself same. And then he knows the reason that the other whoever it is, whatever name we call, the reason the other person was created is for the Ananda of Krishna. So Radharani clearly, so he gave the name Radharani to her, and then she knows very clearly why she was created. She is Krishna himself, but her duty is to just keep Krishna happy for his pleasure. So similarly, Krishna, that didn't end there. Then Krishna said, okay, we are there now. Now I need more like this. I need more. So he created more souls. And everyone knew, oh, we are created to be in the service of Krishna. We have to be in the service of Krishna, do whatever is pleasing to him. So in that same process, we were also created. All of us, my soul, your soul, all of your soul. But in somewhere we forgot. And that is why we landed in this material world.
So beautifully explained, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So that was it. So Radharani and Krishna are not different at all. This is another thing we can explain. I mean, we don't have to explain to everybody who's saying something bad, but sometimes you get a chance, somebody who's ready to listen, or you feel that they are, they have that qualification to listen. Or it's okay, even if you don't talk, it's okay. Just say, Krishna, take care of them also. It's okay. We don't have to every time talk. We don't have to every time preach. It's not needed. Let's focus on just ourselves first. If we are clear, that's enough. That's the big offense people make. Radharani and Krishna are some different kinds of understandings. Okay, then. 2 more minutes. Any quick questions? If not, we'll wind up.
Yes, Mataji, as you said, like both are same. After knowing this, I was observing many pictures of both of them. Like both the face will be same, Mataji. Just for
Yes.
same, I observed in many photos. I could make out that both the faces are same. But for Radharani, like it will be like a girl. It is like a Krishna will be like a boy.
Yeah. So that's what he only does that. He'll like, okay, I look good now, but I want to look more beautiful. So let me make myself more beautiful. And that is how he makes Radharani more beautiful. So Krishna only he creates and he makes her more beautiful than himself. Very difficult to understand, right?
Means to enjoy means like starting means the origin you told, right? How the Radharani was created. What he felt like he want to enjoy the pleasure. He want the enjoyment.
See, let's say he wants. Enjoyment means, the enjoyment that we know of in material world is very limited, very perverted, very, we know only some kinds of enjoyment, right? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They all fall under these categories. Whatever enjoyment we know. Eating, okay, you eat at home, you eat banana, you eat fruit, you go to a restaurant, or you eat in temple, you eat prasadam, you eat Tirupati Laddu prasadam, or you eat Puri Jagannath Prasadam, you eat at Krishna Balram temple, eating. Everything falls under eating. That's one kind of pleasure. Sleeping. Sleep on a nice cushion bed, or on the floor when we are extremely tired, or on the couch, or on a hotel bed. Sometimes the beds are good, sometimes the hotel beds are bad, or in a vacation, or when we go to our parents' place, especially women, we all feel so good to go back to parents' place and sleep, however the situation is, whatever. That sleeping is another kind of pleasure. Sleeping. And then mating pleasure, we all know. Let's not go into details. And defending means, like, do we defend from enemies? How do we defend from enemies? How do we protect from enemies or other climatic disturbances? By having a shelter over our head, whether it is a hut, whether it is a house, whether it is a rental house, whether it's an own house, whether it is 1,000 square feet, whether it is 2,000 square feet, or whether it is 6,000 square feet, whether it is in Bay Area, whether it's in India, whether it is in Vrindavan, wherever it is, some shelf. So that is how we protect. So these are the 4 things that we know only these kind of pleasures, right? But there is transcendental pleasure also, right? There is much beyond. When we, especially now as we are devotees, we come to experience those kind of pleasures. Like when we hear the pastimes, there is some kind of unexplained. It doesn't fall under eating, sleeping, mating, or defending. Does it fall under any of those 4?
No, Mataji.
Yeah, so there is different. So what is feeling happy? Is the body feeling happy? Is the mind feeling happy?
The soul is feeling happy.
Yeah, soul is feeling happy, right? So that soul, what is that? That is Krishna's creation. That is Krishna's part and parcel. And so right now we are at a stage where we are getting happiness from listening to this, right? to the pastime. So that is soul level Ananda. So that is only that much we know. So we are just at the we're all beginners of bhakti in the bhakti path. So we know that much. But Krishna has much bigger things. And what pleasure means? Okay, let's say we see many pictures where Radharani is holding the flute, or both of them are holding the flute together. So Krishna probably wanted that pleasure, and there is pleasure in having somebody else along with him. And, all the Ashtasakhis around him, around them, doing various musical instruments and singing beautifully and all those things. So that is pleasure, one great pleasure. So this is all again from the pictures that we see and some pastimes we hear. But what is the real thing? We don't know. That's what we all have to aim for. Yes, we want to go there, be part of that world where Krishna is, and be part of those divine, pure pastimes which are full of ananda.
And also, that is the mood of serving also, right, Mataji? Radharani, like she will always be in the mood of serving Krishna.
Yeah, because she knows that is why she's made for that. She's not made for anything else. She's not serving the moon, or she's not serving the Yamuna, or she's not serving Durga Mata, or she's not serving Shiva or anything. She was made to serve Krishna. That's all. And she's doing that. That's all. 100%. That is why she is considered, she is the highest embodiment of service to Krishna. Devotional service. Embodiment, personal form of devotional service is Radharani.
It's very confidential, Mataji, to understand
Very
also.
confidential, yeah, very difficult for us to understand. We can just understand only to some level. That's all. We can't even go beyond.
Yeah.
That is why Prabhupada wants also, right? Because we are not at that level. So he says that is why it says you first do your bhakti, you follow the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and we are not even eligible to say Radharani. We can't, because we are so perverted, we think bad things, and we can make more offenses than good thoughts. So that is why Prabhupada, limits. But again, Prabhupada himself talks in some lectures and all that, and that is how we learn. And when there is a nice opportunity like this, when Radharani is in charge of Karthika Masa, I didn't plan to talk about this, but today Radharani inspired to talk about herself.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, yeah, we are blessed to know all these things.
How's it going for everyone? Karthik maas, Ekadashi.
Good, Mataji. Good.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, it's good, Mataji.
Going okay, Mataji. I have this like what we can eat, what we cannot eat. That's little confusion. But yeah, but other than that, we're
What
trying.
is the confusion?
Because like this one sesame seeds, we can eat or no? I don't know.
No.
No, right? Okay.
On Ekadashi?
On Ekadashi.
Yeah, no sesame seed.
Oh, okay.
There is a document, right? We always share for
Yeah,
Ekadashi.
correct. Oh,
Yeah.
in that they have listed. Okay.
Yes, everything. All the details are there. No, you're just starting. So don't worry too much about the details. It's okay. Accidentally, if you eat also, don't punish yourself, or don't curse yourself. It's okay. We're all learning. We all came through the same stages. No, it happens. It's okay. Totally okay. Your devotion is most important on Ekadashi days. Instead of focusing on sesame seeds, focus on Krishna. That's all.
Krishna, yeah. Correct, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, then. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your Ekadashi, and have a wonderful Dwadashi also tomorrow. And Karthika maas Dwadashi is very important, as we have heard in this pastime today. So, yeah, just remember the pastime today and tomorrow. And always remember again, devotion, that pure devotion is most important. Pleasing Krishna is more important than small rituals and all those things. And for us, just breaking the fast 2 hours after sunrise is our recommendation. Don't go by Parana time according to the Panchanga and all that. 2 hours after sunrise, because the times also change here in our wherever we are living. So Prabhupada gave that recommendation 2 hours after sunrise, because many people, even in temple and all that, right after the Dwadashi or whatever, so after sunrise also, people cannot do it. Devotees cannot do it because they are engaged in various kinds of services. They'll be in pujari service, they'll be going for book distribution, and so many things, so many services. Right? People who are cooking, devotees who are cooking, and all kinds of services. So Prabhupada's easy recommendation to follow is 2 hours, within 2 hours after sunrise on Dwadashi is the time when we need to break our fast. Preferably you take a bath. If that is not possible for any reason, it's still okay. You can break the fast with a small grain. If there is any prasadam from Dashami, or if you have a laddu prasadam from temple which you have got or something like that, you can have that. Usually what I do is I freeze some prasadam, some laddu or some sweet which is made of grains, like usually laddu, and keep it. And then for Ekadashi, I try to break my fast with that prasadam. If that is not possible, it's okay. You can still have a rice grain. Think of Krishna, say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and have that grain of rice. Raw grain of rice also is fine.
Hare Krishna Mataji, small question. Like, let's say we are abstaining from grains. So when doing parana, can we just break the parana by drinking milk or eating a fruit?
If you're doing only grains, if you're doing grain fasting, I mean, the previous day also you have eaten fruits and milk.
Yes, Mataji. Like, if we have followed that, do we have to break that?
So that's what the next level, you have to break the fast with the next level. So if you did your fasting with milk and fruits, so for breaking also, if you're using the same thing, it's better to do it with grains. So that's why best is whatever level you're following. That is why best is to break it with a piece of grain. That way, no confusion for multiple things. If you have been eating fruits or quinoa and all that, if you eat quinoa again for breaking the fast also, it doesn't make sense, right? So break it with grain. If somebody who's not doing, like who's not even drinking water, also can break with a piece of grain, with a grain. Or they can have water also. The best is have a grain, then that will be done. And then whenever you want to have, after then you finish your cooking, offering, and then you can eat a full meal.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare.
Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai, Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Ekadashi Mahotsav ki jai, Ambarisha Vrittantam ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Hare Krishna, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.